Well, it's Carl again. Welcome back to the Be Here For Each Other video series. Today we're talking about the third key dimension of cooperative behavior, and that is the ability to resolve conflict. You may recall from the overview of the key dimensions that the definition of conflict is if two people are engaged in an issue and one person's interests in that issue are different from the other person's interests, they're conflicted. It doesn't mean good or bad or right or wrong. So what is it that makes resolving conflict a challenge? Well, if you go back to the we element, the component of the tetrahedral model, the third side, or the second side, the third triangle, the cooperative relationship community development model, you see that there are three major elements. There's position, skills, and process. Position is the who, where, why, and how it plays into conflict and resolving the ability to resolve conflict is people tend to be afraid of conflict. They're afraid out of programming. Somebody's going to be right, somebody's going to be wrong, somebody's good, somebody's bad. So we're afraid to engage and acknowledge that conflict exists. The second element in that triangle is skills. Nobody ever teaches us how to engage productively in conflict when we're growing up. We pick it up unconsciously. The third major element is process. That's the how and the when we do things together. And what this video clip is about is the significance and importance in a Be Here For Each Other relationship of sitting down before conflict exists and engaging with one another, discussing the inevitable reality that there will be conflict, and then agreeing on a step-by-step process to engage in conflict, to work together, to stay focused on the issue, to stay out of our emotions, and to develop a win-win resolution so that my interests are met, your interests are met. We work together to create that solution as opposed to trying to overpower or manipulate our way into getting the solution I want. The key to that, of course, is to be open and honest and share our interests with one another in the issue. Another thing I find very helpful is before you start talking about alternatives to resolve the conflict, agree on what are the evaluation criteria you're going to use to determine what is the best solution. If you define all your interests, there might be 2 or 3 different possible solutions. How do you pick the best one? Discuss that, write it down, write out the step-by-step process to resolve conflict. In my experience in 23 years, is that step-by-step process is the key to resolving conflict every time, as long as you're committed to stay with it and work with it. Key dimension number 3, the ability to resolve conflict. And the secret to resolving conflict is to have a written process and use it. See you next time.